it's not for me. So what I'm saying is, what is the realistic? What does it really take for? And you don't have to do step by step, but what does it take for a person to have a business that leads up to them being able to touch $1 million? Because they have these unrealistic, they think they're going to manifest it. And I'm like, you got to understand, with $1 million, with earning, I'm like, most people don't even want the problems that come with touching $1 million. You're talking about having to hire multiple people, pay them a livable wage, pay taxes on that, pay for software services, licensing fees, deal with chargeback. I'm like, you don't want to, most people don't have the brain capacity to want to deal with that, the stress capacity to want to deal with that. So tell us what that life is really like, getting up there to touch that $1 million.
Well, you said one of them. The two main things is, first of all, mindset. You got to have a mindset to want that. And I tell people, anything I tell you, anything that I say, I tell you fact check. I don't have a problem with nobody fact checking, question people I know, looking in books, whatever you want to do. You can fact check anything I tell you. But that whole mindset, they'll tell you, in my early 20s, I had a partner and that I used to wild out with when we were in the real estate and everything, that all we talked about was getting planes and jets. That's our mindset. That we wanted a plane. We wanted a jet. We wanted islands. That was the thing. We wanted islands. Yeah. So mindset is the first thing. You gotta want that. And so now I talk about that a lot. My man George, one of my mentees, he talk about it being intentional. And see, the thing is, if you're not intentional about making $1 million, you'll never see $1 million.
You gotta move over.
Yeah, you'll never see $1 million if you're not intentional. So if that's not your mindset, because if I'm talking about buying planes and jets and islands, that might be a $10 million thing. But if I fall short of $10 million, I might just make $1 million. And so said some people, they don't think that because they don't want the problem. My thing is, I don't want the problems of being broke. I don't want the problems of not manifesting the life that I desire. And so that's why we never do it. The second part of that is the grind. I say this every week. I say this every week. People have $100 grind with $1 million mindset. And so you gotta basically have a grind. If you think about everybody that's super successful, and this is what we talked about. And I had this conversation. This was from listening to one of Kobe books. The thing about it is that
I love that you keep dropping these books. They gotta learn that too. You have to become a learner.
Well, yeah, that's part of it as well. You gotta learn from people that actually made $1 million. You can't talk to nobody who only made $100,000 and ask them how you make $1 million. And that's what's happening right now. We'll get into that. But when I say that to say with Kobe, it's one of those mentalities when you're talking about grinding, you'll never have balance. See, millionaire, becoming a millionaire.
I love that you said
becoming a millionaire is you ain't gonna have balance.
I love that you said that.
You're gonna have to, if you're in a relationship, you probably gonna have to find somebody who truly understands. This is why you see 90% of the time when people go to the Hall of Fame and do all these things, and the first thing they say, well, I knew I wasn't there for your basketball games. I knew I wasn't there for your foot. You can't be a Hall of Famer.
Tell him.
And home at 7 o'clock.
Tell him.
So I can't be at home at 7 o'clock for the dinner and be a Hall of Famer.
Shannon Sharp did say that. Yep.
Said he apologized.
But just like even before Shannon Sharp, this has been said so many times that you ain't gonna do it. And I can honestly say I probably lost my marriage along the way because of that. Because of that. Because I know for a fact I was a hell of a provider, but I probably wasn't a hell of a husband.
That's something you and Mark also have in common.
Yeah,
because Mark is recently divorced. All right? And so me and Mark have talked
Mark
about
looking at you like,
no, we came up. We gonna talk about this on the episode.
We 6 podcasts in and talking about that. But he one of the